Welcome everybody back to the channel. So we redid the test with the TANGO2 and my 5-inch Flight 1 quad, the one that I had fail-safe on me in the last video due to poor antenna configuration. That, and combined with a lackadaisical attitude coming from the full-size Crossfire, where I would just set it to 1 watt dynamic and just kind of let it do its thing. And I wanted to say thank you for all of the support, the comments, the likes. I think it's really going to help a lot of people out. I don't think I've ever had a video that has had so much of a good educational warm reception, which is really good because you don't really see a lot of it on YouTube these days. And honestly, I was expecting a lot more of, oh, you shouldn't have flown like that and this and that, and you know how things go. So thanks again, and do the same if you enjoy this one. Like and comment, and try to help out the community a little bit. We pretty much have to stick together these days. We're all we have. I came from micro Crossfire back in the day, and then when I was doing the long range stuff and that was all taken off, I immediately sold that because it was limited to 250 milliwatts. We didn't really understand a lot of stuff. We didn't have diamond antennas then. And I upgraded to the full-size Crossfire. Then the diamond antenna came out. Never looked back. Could pretty much build my quads however I wanted to. Now, I know a few people have commented and said that they run their quads this way and they have no problems. They can go far out and everything. And pretty much it's true. You can pretty much do whatever you can get away with at this point. You know, there's so many things that affect things environmentally, what's going on in your RF environment, where you fly at, how many trees are around, you know, everything like that. So the best thing that's came out of this is just education on what are some best practices, and also re-examining these numbers again and what exactly they mean. So if we take a look here at the quad real quick, you can see what we've done is we've just moved it out to the arm here. And I really used to build all of my 5 inches this way. I also run the Immortal L configuration. I know a lot of people brought that up. I don't have any more dipoles right now, but I could always maybe swap one out if people are more interested in that test. Really like to know what people are wanting to get out of these videos. If you're interested in the TANGO2's performance, or if it's more Crossfire in general, because there might be a lot of new people that are coming in with, you know, the introduction of the TANGO2, and I don't blame them. I love the TANGO2. It has checked all of my boxes. It feels great. The adapting to flying it with the gimbals and the sticks has not been that big of a change. So when we went and did the test the other day, it's probably only the 4th or flight that I actually have even used it with, so we just went all out. So this is what everything looks like right here. Let's go to the test and take a look at that, and we'll kind of stop and pause that and do some commentary, because there's some very interesting things that happened during the test itself. One thing also to realize is when I'm flying out, this is pretty much the configuration that we're flying in right here. So the quad, I'm pretty much facing this way, and the quad is, you know, something like this. So we see where our null points are. And as you watch this test, you know, it was a successful test, of course, no shocker there. But as you notice on the turnaround, we don't have nulls coming at us now, but we have all of this blocking the antenna. And it's pretty interesting to see just how much that will affect your signal. Almost cuts it in half, according to the audio alerts that I was getting. Very, very interesting data. All right, guys, we're back at it today. You can see right here, there's the Source 1 5-inch with the different antenna placements and everything like that. I'm gonna pull up my RSSI and all that kind of stuff, and we're gonna put the Crossfire into non-dynamic power
locked at 250 milliwatts. In our telemetry. So yesterday when we were here, we were getting about, I don't know, we were like in the 40s. We're bouncing back and forth between, you can't see it, between like 20 and 31. So we've improved a little bit. The concrete, of course, is soaking some of that up. So just to give you an example of where we're going, we're basically going straight out that way, even though I kind of dipped down that way. So, you know, we've got a little bit of a hill and some trees and stuff like that there. So we do have some obstacles in our way, but you know, it's never been a problem before. So we'll do that, and then hopefully we'll make it and come back, and then we'll fly all the way out through here. Back in there where I go, it's pretty much line of sight all the way back through there. So there shouldn't be any problem with signal or anything at all. And I did just replace this VTX, so I would say maybe we should do some a couple flights, just cruise around here and see how everything looks real quick.
35 dB 2, 28 dB 2, 47 dB 2, 41 dB 2, 73 dB, 83 dB 1, 50 dB 2, 46 dB 2, 54 dB 2, 64 dB, 63 dB 2, 54 dB 2.
Okay, we're maintaining mode 2 a longer way.
56 dB 1, 76 dB, 68 dB 1, 74 dB 1, 89 dB 1, 73 dB 1, 73.
And we made it, and everything is perfect.
dB 1, 93 dB 1, 86 dB 1, 82 dB.
We just needed to give it a little bit more altitude for video.
78 dB, 85 dB 1, 92 dB 1, 71 dB 1, 73 dB 1, 69 dB, 67 dB 1, 68 dB 1, 81 dB 1, 69 dB 1, 61 dB, 41 dB 2, 42 dB 2,
Not going to go too far over here because of the voltage.
2, 59 dB 2, 71 dB, 67 dB 2, 77 dB 1, 82 dB 1, 94 dB 1, 74 dB, 75 dB 1, 72 dB 1, 73 dB 1, 77 dB 1, 64 dB, 65 dB 1.
So like I said, very successful test. Interesting enough, we carried even a stronger RSSI value that day with that test and that antenna configuration than we did with the vertical configuration on the 7-inch source one the day before. Just a little bit. But it just shows you how different things can be from day to day and setup to setup. Always important to test as far as you feel comfortable. Today, when we ran that test, we could have kept on going definitely a little bit further. Probably 1.5 to 2 kilometers, I would say. When we come back across the field and go out to the line of sight, you can see how much more consistent everything was. We were pretty much in RSSI values of 70 to the 80s, and we dropped down to mode 1. So that way everything was just more consistent because there's less obstacles that it had to penetrate through. There was only like a real thin row of trees versus going over a hill, going through a house, going over the other trees like we did in the first test there. So the other interesting part is the whole OSD thing on flight 1. And, you know, this is why it's important to, you know, link, all of the data and the numbers all add up. You know, the link quality there never dropped below 100, but we did drop down to mode 1, which is not the 150 hertz mode. So we should have at least saw the link quality representative of that and drop down a little bit. I'm not sure what it would drop down to. I think 90, and then below that, I'd have to look and reference that. But you could also tell that you could be at 100% link quality, yet your RSSI value can be almost to the point where you're not receiving as much power anymore, but you still have a perfect link, if that makes sense. It's very confusing. A lot of details and information out there. We'll see where it goes. If you guys want to see some more testing or dive into this, we'll see where it goes. I reached out to Preston. I told him that I think that he needs to add in the stuff from Betaflight into Falco X, so that way we can get SNR, transmit power, RSSI, all that stuff in our OSD, so we don't have to rely on the audible alerts. Betaflight has this stuff built into it. Most of it, you can just check it on the little boxes there in your OSD setup, and it will catch all that information and pull it in from the stream. And then, of course, if you're flying the Radix, like we were on the other 7-inch source one, you'll get all of that information there on the screen anyway. So real nice, perfect for long range. Definitely recommend it for you guys. So we'll come back with more videos on the TANGO2. We'll see what your comments and everything are like and what you guys want to see. I do have one made already with my TRAXXAS TRX4 Sport running this, and put Crossfire in it, and have been driving around the entire neighborhood. Talk about something that's just amazing. And you know, who knows, with regulations, could be the future of our hobby. We could be on the ground. You never know. I don't want to be one of those type of people, but just don't know what's going to happen out there. So enjoy it while you can, and don't forget to, I guess, make a comment on that FAA thing to see if it makes any difference at all. I don't think it's going to. I think it's too late, and they've got their mind set, but that's just my personal opinion. We'll see what happens. So anyway, guys, thanks a lot. We'll talk to you later.